All right, Raiders taking on the Wars. Raiders, they finished 9th last season. The Warriors, they finished 13th. They were pretty similar in their close games. I've been harping on about it for most of the show, Barney. Close game records couldn't have been more polar opposite. So those positions could have easily flipped. If the Raiders lost a couple of those close ones that they did win, because you're almost talking about a lot of luck comes into a 2-point ball game or a 4-point ball game. Even a 6-point ball game, you're talking one referee call, one maybe, not a dodgy sin bin, but you're talking a spur of the moment decision that just changes the game. So those things could have certainly shaped the ladder in a different way.
And if you remember too, the competition last year was very clumped in that middle section. There was a lot of, for that bottom section of the 8, there was a lot of competition.
Well, the Raiders were still alive. Remember, I think going into the last round, there was still, you needed a whiteboard and the world's largest calculator to work out what all the permutations were for sides to actually make it. But they finished 9th, so they just missed out. It's a pretty familiar-looking Raiders side, though, that they have named. Couple of debutants, one that we're trying to confirm a nickname for on the text line, Owen Paddy. He's going to make his debut off the bench. But the winger making his debut for the club, so he has already played one first-grade game, Sevilio Tamale. So we get to see him in the green colours for the first time. Again, wingers, they generally prefer a bit of open space. You've got that narrow field in Vegas. How do you see this game playing out,
mate?
Barney?
This is where I think both these sides, like you said, we've got a lot of speed out wide. Like then the Warriors, like when they're at their best, it's that expansive sort of a game. So I don't know if we're going to see everything we want to see from both these sides in that sort of sense on the slightly narrower field. I'm just leaning towards the Wars. I think I really like the Raiders this year. I think they're going to do well. I just think maybe they're not quite like I don't know. I just think the Wars maybe have a little bit more in the bank. I like their new forwards. They're two big.
The Bash brothers. The Bash brothers. They're the new Bash brothers. Fisher Harris, Mitch Barnett, and another new recruit, Erin Clark, who has been. He's sort of had a career that's sort of gone very much under the radar. Because I remember the Titans they were sort of trying to turn him into a bit of a hooking type role. He played a bit of number 9 there for a while, which I don't think is his go, but that number 13 role, which we know is really important now, I think he can play a big role there for the Wars. So there's another recruit for them.
I think there's something in the fact that they've been in Vegas. The whole push in Vegas is about how hard these blokes hit, how physical the game is, how it's no pads, and it's not like it is. No timeouts, I believe now too, is what they're promoting.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's one of the things they're promoting is no pads, no timeouts, no pads, no helmets, no timeouts. But and once they get that cauldron-like atmosphere, it has a bit of that, like a good Origin that gets that cauldron-like atmosphere. There is that real bash at the start of it, and I just feel like, the Warriors could really put a hurting on early and and get away to a good start, because I don't think it's going to be a particularly high scoring game.
We get to see Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. He's moving back out to the wing, which feels like most sort of media pundits, commentators were almost calling for that, get him out there. But also, if they're in sort of any sort of attacking position, feel free, Roger, come inside, get your hands on the ball. It doesn't matter if you're playing right, go over to the left, just get your hands on the footy. It's not an unknown for me, but there's probably question marks around. This is where the upside for the Wars comes from, I think, because they've got the forward pack. Can Luke Metcalf play that real traditional number 7 role, which he has been doing in the trial matches? I think he's like a more of a natural number 6 running the ball, but he's looked okay. Kicked a nice 40-20 in that first trial game as well. Chanel Harris-Tavita, he's won the number 6 jersey, so it looked like it was him and Tamari Martin fighting that one out. If they can click, though, they've got points galore in them. The Warriors. Yeah, but can they click?
Well, that's going to be the question, isn't it? Like I said, I feel both these sides are probably. I've got good feelings for both these sides this year. I just think the Warriors. I mean, they're good. They're a good emotional side. They get up for a game. I feel like you get those.
But so do the Raiders. This is exactly and Sticky wouldn't have wanted any sort of episode before the game, but there's a bit of negative publicity. He'll be
you go on Raiders?
Well, no, it is really a toss of the coin. It's very close.
I am looking forward to this this forwards battle. That first hit up, and it goes. Say like you got, like, I'd say, James Fisher-Harris running into Joe Tarpany.
Oof.
Oh, what a
Wow.
way to introduce
If that doesn't fire up the
NRL.
Yanks, nothing will.
Yeah.
And
I love it.
you would think, like, the Warriors are going to have the biggest supporter base in the crowd, you would think, because if you're a Panthers supporter that's over there, or if you're a Shark supporter, I know that there's UK teams going there as well. But if you're an Aussie-based team, you're not going to go for the Raiders. It feels like everyone's second team is the Warriors,
The
so
Wars
they
are
might
very
have a bit of a
likeable.
home crowd advantage there as
Yeah.
well. They are very well loved.
They are. Yeah.
So you're going.
I'm going the Warriors in a tight one.
Yeah,
But
I
it is
think
a
I'm
bit of a
just.
flip of
I
a
think
coin.
I'm just leaning there, but it wouldn't shock me to see the Raiders just sort of, turn it into a bit of a toil.
And you know what? This is music to Sticky's ears because he loves when people underestimate him.
This is exactly what he wants.
Yeah.
They're not writing them off, but they're going to go off underdogs anyway. Only slight underdogs. Chances are you're about to lose. Sharks Panthers. Now this is a fascinating game. Now the Sharkies, they were fourth in attack overall. Let's look at their attack and defence numbers. Fourth in attack.
Yep.
Second in defence. In their 2 games against the Panthers last season, they scored 6 points in total. They conceded 68. That's been the big knock on them, is them really matching it with the big boys of the comp. I know the Panthers have had a fair bit of change. I know Luai, Taruva, Fisher-Harris moves on. Can the Sharkies get off to an absolute flyer and silence the critics that say they're flat track bullies, not fat track?
Yeah. This is I think going to come down to part of this. I think that these are more evenly matched probably than that last prelim. Sort of the 26. I think the Panthers beat the Sharks 26-6 in the prelims.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're more evenly.
That was the 6 points that they scored because they were held at duck egg
Yeah.
before that, and 42 points put on them.
Yeah. This is the thing. I think they're closer than that in teams, and especially once you take out the Panthers, the people they've lost. I just wonder if, like, you look at your 2 number 7s there. You got Nicho, Hynes, and obviously Nathan Cleary. You want, like, Cleary, like, if you're in a big occasion game,
Couple of good players there.
Yeah, decent players. Okay, there's Dally M, a few other honours amongst them, but like in a big game, like I'd probably lean towards Cleary. He's just I definitely would lean towards Cleary. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it is that we saw what he can do a couple of grand finals ago where he just takes the game by the neck. He did it in a few games last year where, they are up against the wall and he just sort of takes the game in his hands. You feel like with the atmosphere that's going to be on this, with this Vegas opening, it's not a regular round 1. It's got that bigger atmosphere.
Yeah.
So
he does come in, not an injury cloud, but he's coming off that shoulder surgery. He's probably not had the greatest pre-season. Is there a chance now? Schneider's named on that extended bench as well. If you're Ivan, father of, and he's not absolutely 100%, you're not playing him here.
You really?
Why would you?
Because it's Vegas.
Yeah,
you're
but
laying down a marker.
Yeah, but they're trying to go. They're trying to make
anywhere
history.
to lay a marker, it's Vegas.
Not in round 1, it's not.
You don't reckon?
Not in round 1, it's not. Too long a season, Barney. Too long a season.
Yeah, see, this is where
coming up against a big pack. Like he's always got a target on him.
Yeah.
For opposition forwards, but they're going to be hammering him. What I would be doing if he's even if he's 95%, cotton wool. See you, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
So do we know which shoulder is it? Is his pokey playing shoulder?
Don't know
because there's a lot of one-arm bandits over there.
Yeah, but they drive on the other side of the pokey machine road over there, so it could might be his good shoulder, which I'm not sure if is a good thing.
Yeah, is that? Yeah, well, you wonder because there are repetitious sort of movements when you're rehabbing a shoulder.
It's his left shoulder. It's his left shoulder.
Right shoulder.
Right shoulder. It's his right shoulder.
Now, which shoulder would he use for the one-arm bandit in Vegas?
It's his right.
It's his right.
Okay,
yeah, it's his right.
So could we work that into the physio routine?
Interesting.
He's on a good packet there. He's probably got a bit. He's
going okay.
His gambling allowance.
He's going
while
okay.
He's in Vegas.
So big as far as team news is concerned. Well, we know all the changes. We don't have to go through all those that have departed Panthers. But Brian To'o, he misses the first week with an injury, which means Casey McLean, Paul Alamotti, they're named on the wings. Alamotti played centre for them last year. Jack Cole, he beats out Blaze Talangi. Felt like Blaze had won the 6th jersey in the summer. All the chat that I heard was he was going to win it. No, Jack Cole has been named in that spot. Could be a few changes. And Brad Schneider was the other one, the third man.
I heard
fighting out that 6.
I heard a few theories about this over the last few days. That one, Blaze Talungi, he's coming off a shoulder reconstruction. So whether, back to your point about whether, if he's not absolutely 100%, whether you bother sort of risking him in that situation. The other theory I heard is that that Penrith, because it's such a distinct system. Sometimes it takes players coming in a bit to adjust, where Jack Cole's been in that system. I love a bit of system talk.
It's a well-worn word in rugby league, but they're the number 1 club for the S word now, aren't they?
Oh, 100%. Because them and the Melbourne Storm. The Melbourne Storm was always about the system, but I feel like the Panthers now can take the system title.
They've overtaken the system title. Dead set. Now, Sam Stonestreet mentioned him. He replaces the injured Sione Katoa, who's out for a while. So it looks like Stonestreet is going to have that jersey for a while to come. Nicho, Hynes, Braden Trindle, they stay in the halves. No shocks there. But it's all about the big fella, the star recruit. Arguably, I mean, probably outside of Jerome Luai going to the West Tigers, this is probably the biggest one for me. Addin Fonua-Blake to the Sharkies. From what I saw in the trials, just that he looks fit and raring to go.
Yeah, he's sort of, I think, from a lot of Sharks fans think he was the missing piece, probably from last year, that'll take them to that next level, perhaps number 1 in defence, and obviously beef up their attack as well. You talk about those those early game hit ups to really start the game off. Him running the ball up early.
So here we go. So it's going to be Moses Leota and Fonua-Blake potentially butting heads.
I like that.
Off the kickoff. Gee, I hope we don't see it HIA straight off the top.
No. We don't want to see anyone get hurt. But
that is going to be brutal.
I want to see good tackling technique. Both blokes get up and just really put a nice hit on. Nice clean hit.
Quick tip.
Yep.
Panthers, Sharkies. Who wins? How much?
You know what? And this is going to. Only just because I want to see a bit of a change in the competition this year. I think I'm going to lean towards the Sharks.
So am I.
So
am I. I think they've probably got this one circled a little bit, in a little bit more of a brighter highlighter colour than the Panthers. Long season, obviously a lot of change. Will they start off at 110%? The Panthers, don't know. They might be one of those years that they warm into it. I think they're definitely going to be at the pointy end. But I think the Sharkies, I think this doesn't mean more, but I reckon they've had this one penciled, given their record against the top flight sides last year, or the last couple of years.
They want to start their season with a different narrative than probably they finished with last year. And I think you're right. Panthers, they've had a disjointed off-season.
Yep.
A lot of players, rehabbing injuries and that sort of stuff, weren't able to really get into the preseason training as much.
So that was the Vegas round preview. The Hyundai Keys to Summer event is on now. Unlock offers on a range of Hyundai models. Don't forget SEN live in Las Vegas for both NRL games this Sunday. All you have to do, download the SEN app and you'll hear Joel Kane and Timmy Manor in your ear for the call through SEN Stadium. I'm going to be doing it from the couch. That's how good it is.